Hey everybody, it's David coming back at you, and welcome back to Zone 5B in the southwest suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. I was gone this weekend on a father-son retreat that I take my 16-year-old son to at Life Action Camp in Buchanan, Michigan. If you are the father of a son anywhere between the ages of 6 to an adult, it's definitely something I would recommend. That's lifeactioncamp.com. They also have family retreats during the summer, which are good times from what I hear. They have mother-daughter retreats. They have a men's retreat also that's coming up. This was our 10th year. We are actually thinking about it a lot this year. 10th year that I've taken my youngest son, and it's my 17th year overall because I took my stepson there for 7 years before my youngest was old enough to. So really good time. Had a good time as always. Strong message delivered, a lot of outdoors time with my son. We went kayaking on the lake. The weather was beautiful. We played a round of disc golf. Ultimate football with the other dads and sons is always a good time. And the message is always really, really strong. It is a church camp. So if you are Christian of any denomination and you want to look for a retreat for your son, or if you're a mother that wants to look for a retreat for their daughter, check it out, Life Action Camp. So I just came back in earlier today and was kind of lazing around because it was a very busy weekend for me. And I want to do a quick video to show you guys what I've got going on inside my house. The temperatures outside are in flux. I did see a lot of temperatures this next week in the upper 70s, but the lows are dropping down into the 50s. So it is getting to be time to start wrapping up the outside garden. I did pull a lot of stuff from my garden the last couple of weeks. I have a couple pepper plants out there. And I just watched a really, really good video on Next Level Gardening with Brian. He talks about overwintering your pepper plants in any zone. I am going to try that again this year. I did try it last year. I think I goofed by leaving my overwintered pepper plants in my garage, which is unheated. So I think it still got a little too cold for them. So I lost all my pepper plants that I overwintered. This year, as you guys know, I have a banana pepper plant that's been super productive. But also my First Taste hybrid, my blot pepper, and my shishitos have all just been off the chain productive. So I'm going to try to overwinter at least a couple of those. This time I'm going to bring it into my garden room here. You guys have seen my garden room. You saw me clean it up, kind of reorganize things. And this is where I have a few things going on, because just because the fall temperatures are happening outside doesn't mean that there's not stuff that we can do inside. So I wanted to start off this off season, I guess you'd say, with a little experiment. So I went out and I bought 3 brands of seed starting mix. And I just wanted to compare the 3 because you hear a lot about seed starting mixes. You hear a lot about the various companies. I wanted to try to find out on my own which company I thought made a good product for me. I might have to turn this around so you guys can actually see it the right way. Hang on one second. Let me switch. Okay, so we are back. So when I first got into gardening really heavy last year, I did a lot of research. I watched a lot of videos, but when it came to stuff that I bought, I kind of went out on my own. And a lot of it was trial and error for me. One of the brands of seed starting mix that I really, really took to, because number one, it is super affordable. But number 2, I really just like the way it's constituted, was the Jiffy seed mix. And if you look at the Jiffy seed mix, it is a very light and airy mix. I did try several different brands last year. I tried Jiffy. I tried Back to the Roots. Basically, if I went to a store and they carried a seed starting mix, I would buy a bag of it because I really didn't put all that much thought into it. If it was more affordable, if I really needed seed starting mix, I kind of ran with it. The Jiffy is actually one of the things where I live. The closest store that we have is actually a Dollar General store. I end up there just about every single day. They carry Jiffy Mix. I know Walmart carries Jiffy Mix. It is pretty widely available, and it is really, really affordable. But I'd heard a lot about brands like Espoma. I know Espoma can be a little bit more costly, and I never really tried it for my seed starting. And then, of course, Miracle-Gro. You probably have a feeling about Miracle-Gro, either positive or negative. I know a lot of people don't feel very positively about Miracle-Gro as far as it not being super organic. I know they do have an organic line of products, but I wanted to try 3 of the brands and see which worked best for me. I did the Jiffy, and then I watched a video. It might have been an Epic Gardening video where they tested a bunch of seed starting mixes, and they recommend Black Gold seed starting mix, or they had really good results. One of the channels had really good results with the Black Gold seed starting mix. So I did order some from Ace Hardware. I had to have it shipped to store because they didn't carry it in store. And honestly, my results were kind of so-so with the Black Gold. It was a nice, light, airy mix. It has more in it than the Jiffy Mix as far as extra fertilizer, which you'll also see with the Miracle-Gro. And the Espoma has some mycorrhiza fungi in there. So it does have a little bit extra than just peat or cocoa coir and vermiculite or perlite. So this is actually, Jiffy's actually a mix of peat moss, cocoa coir, and vermiculite, but it doesn't say anything about the extra stuff that you're going to find in some of these other brands. So a couple weeks ago, I did a little experiment. I had ordered off of Amazon one of these seed packets that has numerous different fruit seeds in there. It includes strawberry, blueberry, cherry, raspberry, elderberry, and mulberry. Strawberries and blueberries can be really, really hard to start if you're trying them as seed starters. I've read a lot of different posts that you need to refrigerate the seeds for a month. They can be really difficult to start from seeds. So a lot of people, myself included, will start their strawberries by buying starts. You can usually get a big pack of them for not too high a cost, and it's an easier way to go. But I really wanted to try to start cranberries, so I bought a pack of cranberry seeds. And I was actually really interested in the elderberry as well, because I've never tried elderberry before. So what I did with these 3 bags of the seed starting mix is I went ahead and started seeds from my packet in each of those brands. So I have, if you can see it here, let me adjust the camera. I can zoom in a little bit maybe. All right, won't let me zoom in, so I have to move the camera closer. So I went ahead and I started cherry, chocolate cherry, blueberry, elderberry, and cranberry. And I did that in the Jiffy Peat mix, the Jiffy seed starting mix, which is this row. And then I did the same seeds in the Espoma mix, which is here. And then in the back, I did the same seeds in the Miracle-Gro. And if you look, just visually, you can see a little difference in the mixes as well. This is the Miracle-Gro, and you can see a lot of particles in there, perlite, vermiculite. You can see those visibly in the Miracle-Gro. The Espoma is a little bit chunkier. They have a little bit bigger pieces. And then, of course, my old favorite, Jiffy. The particles aren't nearly as big. And so far, I have not had a ton that sprouted. I did notice today that in this mix, which is the Miracle-Gro, I do have one little tiny seedling. And again, this is the cranberry. I know my marker washed off. I didn't have my proper gardening marker, so it did kind of wash off there, but this is a little cranberry seedling. Now, if you can see it really well, right there. The others have not sprouted just yet. I am still being super patient And I know, again, with a lot of the berries, it can be really hard to get them to germinate, and you might have to try tricks like cold stratification, putting your seeds in the refrigerator. You can try putting them on a damp paper towel and refrigerating them for a couple weeks up to a month to simulate the wintering process to try to get them to sprout. So that is one of the experiments that I am doing here. I do have it on a heat mat. I have it under an actual grow light. This is an actual grow light kit that I purchased from Wanamaker's Garden Supply in Downers Grove. I know I've mentioned them before because they're probably my favorite gardening store at this point. But I also have a couple other things going on. Just Friday, I decided that I wanted to try and take a cutting off of one of my grapevines out there. I'm not perfectly happy with where I situated my grapevines this year. They did okay. I think the birds beat me to all of my, I think they're called Lakemont green or white grapes. So I didn't get to taste any of those, but I did get to try some of the purple grapes, which are awesome. So I took a cutting from that white grape and I wanted to see if I could root it. So this is just a cutting from this year's growth. I did put some rooting powder here. I dipped it in some rooting powder to try to help the end root. And then I put it in a mix of moistened potting soil. And I'm not sure, I think it was the Espoma that I had already moistened because of this next thing that I'm doing as well that I'll show you in just a minute. So I do have 2 of my cuttings of my grape here. And we're going to see what happens with that. Again, especially in the off season, I kind of get the itch to do more gardening, and that's when I'm more likely to do some more experimentation. In the meantime, I've been checking out the websites like Botanical Interests and ordering seeds. So I got a free pack of seeds from Botanical Interests, and this is the mescaline mix of lettuce, which is going to come in handy, I think, and then some cherry or some tomatoes that I've seen. In one of their recent videos, they were showing production of tomatoes, and they were growing bush versions of the Roma tomato that grew really, really well. So I went ahead and I ordered a couple of bush versions of tomatoes. We have a Roma tomato, and that is a sauce tomato. We have the Glacier bush tomato, and then we have choice yellow patio bush tomatoes. So again, a different kind of cherry tomato that I really wanted to try. And the really cool thing, besides the packaging, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago when I was talking about some of the main seed companies that I order from, I love the artwork on Botanical Interests. Right on the pack, you see how many seeds you have in the pack. These were all 25 seeds, 20 seeds for about $3. So the prices, I think, are really, really fair. I feel like Botanical Interests, again, it's one of the 3 main companies I order from, so I do feel it's a quality product, and they give you a ton of information on the back. They're one of the companies that they will give you a free seed packet for placing an order, and again, I didn't place a very big order this time, and I still got a free seed packet. You don't get to choose, but it could be something that maybe you're interested in growing anyway. And then they give you this handy dandy seed starting guide with lots of valuable information in there. So again, it's definitely one of the seed companies that I would recommend. I do also use Baker Creek, which is rareseeds.com, and I use Burpee as well. And Burpee is going to come up again in a minute. And the other thing that I ordered from Botanical Interests is a rootstock. I talked about it with my apple trees outside. I've started to take a little bit more of an interest in grafting. And one of the things you can do is you can actually graft tomato plants as well. The Fortamino rootstock is a very durable rootstock. It says it has added hardiness and fruit production, impressive benefits even in hot conditions. And I really wanted to try growing a rootstock and then grafting on one of my favorite tomatoes. So this is something for next spring, just a little experiment that I have going. And that's one of the cool things with gardening. With these packets of seeds that I have, there's 25 seeds in there. Seeds will keep more than just this season. But obviously, the longer the go, the bigger the chance that you might not have the results that you want. So I want to experiment with this rootstock, with grafting, to see if I can make a good quality graft that's going to grow really well and be more disease resistant for me. I mentioned that I have a couple other things going on, and I wanted to share that with you guys here. Over here, I do have a hydroponic garden. I bought this last fall, kind of when I had the gardening itch off season. I planted a bunch of seeds. I kind of did it the fast and dirty way. And I had okay results with a couple of things, and then I kind of let it go. So I just cleaned out my hydroponic garden. I do want to get some more things of these seeds that came with the hydroponic grow kits that fit nicely into the little cups that are going to be there. So I am going to be planting some seeds in here, putting it under the grow lights and try to get them started so I can move them over to the hydroponic garden and hopefully get good results. There is a really good video channel that I watch on hydroponic garden, and it is, I forget, hopefully the name will come to me because I haven't watched him in a little bit, but it's a guy in Australia who focuses solely on hydroponic gardening, and he does an amazing job. And he's one of them that, it's Hucho's channel. He's one of them that really got me interested in the hydroponic side of things. But in addition to my hydroponic garden over there, behind me, you will see I have a couple things going on as well. Let me get turned around here. Because Zone 5B is not temperate all season long, I do experiment with other ways to grow. And I have 2 hydroponic buckets. Regular 5-gallon buckets. I did put a spout on them, even though next time I probably wouldn't because I don't really use it. And I have a tomato plant that is growing. And then I have a jalapeno pepper that actually has some peppers on it. It did face some bug pressure from aphids, which again were a big problem for me last year. The soil that you get can be infected with bugs like aphids, fungus gnats. Seed starting mix is supposed to be a little more sterile. So that is one way, or indoor potting mix is supposed to be a little more sterile to help prevent bugs as well. For my indoor planting in dirt, like my little planters there, I actually just used a regular potting mix. And I think that was part of my downfall last fall. I did have 4 or 5 really big pepper plants that I was growing indoors under a grow light in dirt, but the aphid invasion of those pepper plants was really, really bad. It was my first experience with aphids because last year when I was growing outside, I didn't notice much bug activity, many bug issues. Indoors, I did. So I want to use these 2 planters in here, which I just had cucumbers growing out of. I want to treat it with some peroxide water to try to kill any bugs that might be in the soil. I want to top it off, and then I want to get 2 tomato plants growing inside over the winter. One of them will be my honeycomb hybrid tomatoes, which were my favorite tomatoes from the season. They're little orange tomatoes that produce prolifically for me outside, and everybody that tried them said that was their favorite kind of tomato ever. I'm not a huge tomato guy. I'm kind of coming around on it, but I thought they were exceptional in flavor, not super acidic, very, very sweet. So I am going to try to grow one of those indoors under the grow light. And then I have a second tomato that I'm growing. It's going to grow as well. And then where my tomato is currently growing in the hydroponic bucket, if you can see, it does have some issues. I don't know if it's disease issues. I do measure the fertilizer that I put in there. I measure the water pH that I put in there. And that's all necessary for hydroponic gardening. It's not doing nearly as well as the jalapeno pepper is. So I'm thinking if I can't get the tomato to turn around, I will pull that out, and I am starting some cucumbers in my countertop hydroponic garden downstairs and I'm going to move that into one of these buckets. It is a Parthenocarpic cucumber plant, which means I don't need pollination. And that'll help a lot. I did have a cucumber in my planter, in the dirt planter that I just pulled before I started the video, but I don't think I used the Parthenocarpic one. So it did require pollination, which is a lot of extra work. And I really wanted to try to make it a little easier for me. And then over here, in order to have a tomato to plant indoors, I have started 2 tomato plants. And you can see one of them there, it's gotten pretty big. The other one, there is actually a tomato growing there as well. I did start it over here in my domed planter, along with the berry seeds that I planted. Those I planted about a week ago, and they're sprouting. And tomatoes do. Tomatoes and cucumbers are both pretty fast growers. Just a word about my setup here. I bought the trays through the Greenhouse Megastore, got a really good deal on them, and it is sitting on a heat mat as well, because for most seeds, you are going to want to add a little heat to keep them warm. I have the heat mat is on a thermostat that will adjust it automatically, because that doesn't shut off. My lights are on a timer, so the lights are going to shut off after about 12 hours, but the heat mats don't. So that's all something that you want to look into if you're going to be doing seed starting. The light timer is really nice to have as well. And again, I'm hoping to see some results from the fruit seeds that I planted in here, besides that one cranberry that I have a little sprout on so far. So I have been doing my YouTube channel probably about, 7 or 8 months now. I have seen a number of subscribers join. It's hit or miss on the views on the videos. I've had some videos that get a lot of views. I've had some that haven't got a lot of views, and I appreciate everybody's support. Thank you for watching the channel. I love it when you guys hit like on my videos. I love when you subscribe to the channel or when you share it. So I wanted to try to do something special. Right now, I am at 60 subscribers, so I wanted to try a little push with a little reward also at the end of that push. So what I wanted to do was a giveaway. So here's what I was thinking as far as the giveaway goes. I'm at 60 subscribers right now. When I get to 75 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway for all of my subscribers. All of them who like the video that I post when it's time for the giveaway. And like most gardeners, I get a little overzealous when it comes to ordering stuff. So when I was at the store, I bought this set. This is a 36-cell burpee seed starting system kit. It has the tray in there. It has the Jiffy peat pots in there. It's got the dome in there. This is actually a self-watering kit. So it's got a little wicking tray. It's not open. I've never opened it. So when I do that video, if I can get to 75 subscribers, I will give away this kit along with an unopened packet of my new favorite tomato seeds, which again are the honeycomb hybrid tomatoes from Burpee. This one is opened. This is the one that I planted to try to grow indoors. I do have 2 brand new packs that I have not opened. So when I do that drawing, if I can get to 75 subscribers, if you guys can help me get to 75 subscribers, when we hit that mark, I will give away the seed starting tray, unopened, and an unopened pack of my favorite tomato seeds together to try to get you guys started. I may also throw in one of the little clip-on grow lights that I have, similar to this. When I jumped into gardening, I was ordering a ton of stuff off of websites, off Amazon, off Temu, and these are what I used to start with. And then the addiction just kind of grew for me and ended up buying larger grow lights and grow setups. But if we can hit 75 subscribers, I will do a giveaway. Throw in one of the little clip-on grow lights that actually has a little timer on it, which makes it really handy, so you don't have to have a separate timer. I will give away this Burpee seed starting system, and again, that pack of my favorite tomato seeds this year. So, if you can, like the video, share the channel. Let's get us to 75 viewers so I can give you guys a reward. Once we hit 75, I will put your names in a drawing, or I will do a pick a number between 1 and 1,000 kind of a thing. I'll think of one way to choose a random winner to win this stuff, to get them started growing. My goal is always to encourage you guys to get growing as well, to get out, get your hands dirty, to enjoy growing, to slow life down. And that was one of the big things with this retreat. Every time we do it, it's an opportunity to kind of reset. I know my sons, both of them, have always gotten a lot out of it, but I get even more out of it because they want to go every year. And again, it's a chance to kind of slow down, enjoy time with them while they still want to spend time with their old dad, and just kind of enjoy the nature around the retreat. And that's the draw that brings me to gardening. To be able to enjoy nature, to be able to sit here in my house when it's raining or when it's snowing or when it's windy and watch tomato plants start. To be able to plant cranberry seeds or elderberry seeds or strawberries or blueberries or weird tomatoes that I would have never heard of if I hadn't started gardening, and to grow my own and to be able to try those, to be able to make fresh salsa or give away the extras to friends at work or my girlfriend or my family. That's why gardening is so rewarding to me. And if I can help you guys get started in that, it would just make me ever so happy. That's kind of the goal behind the channel. So again, thank you guys for watching. This video ended up being a little longer than I expected. I will get outside because I am putting up some new fence posts around the garden to kind of strengthen it up, other than the wooden dowels that I kind of used the last 2 years. I do want to get my cover crop planted as soon as I pull those peppers that I'm going to overwinter. So I will film a video when I'm overwintering it. I'm just going to be following along with Next Level Gardening and Brian's video that he just released this weekend. It's an excellent video. Next Level Gardening is a great channel if you guys want to really look into somebody who's been gardening for a long time and has a lot of knowledge. So if you liked my video, hit the like button for me, please. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I post my next video. Thank you guys for coming back to watch me every time that you do. It means a lot to me in the channel. Remember to grow a little every day. Remember to never stop growing. And I look forward to seeing you guys again later this week, right here with Come Grow with David A. See you guys later.